they broke a 70-yarder on us. We still give up too many big plays. We gave up an early big play, and then a late big play for touchdowns, like big, long, here we go, home run kind of plays, right? Okay, so what did I see from Taysom Hill? Well, obviously, to a fault. That man on the other sideline, Sean Payton, for whom I have high regard, and so do you, he loves this man to a fault.
Yes.
He believes heart and soul that Taysom Hill is a starting quarterback in this league. He just gave him a deal with heavily incentive-laden at the end, but it's $40 million going up to $90 million because he sees him as his future. And again, we saw 4 starts from him last year. And he completed 72% of his passes. That's hard to do. That's up there in that Mac Jones territory, right?
Yes.
4 touchdowns to 2 interceptions. You didn't like what you saw, but he subsidizes himself. He helps by he can run it.
Now you're talking.
Okay, what did he do last night? He went 11 times for 101 yards.
Yes.
He alone had 100 yards. Okay, 101 yards. That's pretty great, right? And in the fourth quarter, when he got cooking, he was pretty hard to bring down. And he can leap buildings in a single single bound. Okay, so he ended up throwing for 264 yards, which is not horrible. But the problem is he completed 19 of 41. Well, that's way under 50%, which is just horrible.
That's hard in today's game.
In the first quarter, he follows through. He smashes his hand on a defensive lineman's
Looked like Dorrance Armstrong,
I think it was Dorrance Armstrong, and he smashed it. And you could see on the sideline, it's the droopy finger. I'm just going to guess. I'm not a doctor, but I've been through a lot of this stuff. I had it done to my left hand when I was in high school. I still have a droopy finger on my left side. But the point is that it looked like the ligament got torn. It's your throwing hand. He goes in the tent. They end up putting a splint on it, and he's still in the game all the way to the bitter end. He's still throwing or trying to throw footballs. What are you doing, Sean Payton? You want to talk about stubborn to a fault? You want to
pride, Skip.
Pride goeth before the fall, as the Bible says. It went before the fall because they just kept falling and failing and falling and failing. Why didn't you go to Trevor Siemian? He's okay. He's not great, but he's decent.
But here's the thing, Skip. We saw the Carolina Panthers. Cam threw picks, and what did they do? They took him out.
Well, you
bro, we got to get you up out of here.
Okay, but that's just on pure performance. He was healthy. This guy's not healthy.
He's hurt,
on your
and his performance is bad.
It's horrendously bad. By halftime, Sean should have said, you know what? If I'm going to have any shot at winning this game, what did Trevor Siemian do against the GOAT, against Tom Brady? He replaced Jameis, and he won the football game. He's serviceable. He is trustable in that he knows the offense because he's been there for 2 years. He'll be okay. He'll be better than this was.
Yes, absolutely.
This got so bad that just as they started to roll on offense, in the fourth quarter alone, he threw the 3 picks. Could we just see him again? These are all in the fourth quarter.
They're horrible picks, though.
Yeah, this is 6:32 left is the first one in the game. You're getting back in the football game, and you want to talk about taking the life out of you? Okay, that ball gets tipped because Jordan Lewis got in on a blitz, and he's always making plays. And then here's the one, Diggs. That's just horrible. And the Diggs made a nice play. He always makes a nice play. And then this is the capper. This is the one where if I'm on the New Orleans sideline, I just drop my head into my hands and say, Coach, what are you doing? What are we doing? Do you want to lose the game?
Especially as a defensive player, because I played my tail off. They got one big play on me, and we've only given up 20 points, and we're right here in the ball game. And you allow this to keep happening. It's INT after INT after INT, after skip pass, after bounce pass. And Sean, bruh, we trust you, but come on now. You see what we see. Everybody can see this. Skip, and I keep telling you, Skip, he's a pocket knife, and you're trying to eat soup with him. He's not a quarterback.
I would like to have seen how he would have done last night completely healthy if he doesn't get his finger busted. Because man, when you got a splint on the middle finger of your throwing hand, it's hard to throw a football. It's hard to throw a spiral.
But Skip, here's the thing. His problem is that he doesn't throw people open. And with that three-quarter angle.
All right. So we benefited hugely from that. You did. Now to my quarterback. He perplexes me. He troubles me. He scares me. I love him, and then I try to love him all the way, and he won't let me because his QBR last night, scale 0 to 100, was just a 38, and that's what he is. Taysom had a 28, which was propped up by the fact that he ran for 100 yards. my quarterback, just when you want to just all in, embrace him, and it was off that one lightning strike on the first touchdown drive.
Yeah.
I got to see what I thought I was going to see all year long in the preseason.
Or at least for that game, Skip, because he started off with he was dealing.
But how about the one where we go 3 straight passes?
Yeah.
If we could see, and Amari only played 24 plays because he's still suffering the after effects of COVID. But okay. It's a great throw.
Yeah,
great. It's a nice snatch and run. And then this is a backward pass CD, and he can flat out run
that's
after
the punt
catch.
returner. That's the punt returner doing
what you want. And he's so physical, and he's hard to get on the ground. And then this is the fade to Gallup, and this is the catch of the year by a Dallas Cowboy.
That was unbelievable.
It's an unbelievable catch.
Because he catches it pirouettes and get both feet down.
On display for you, Amari, CD, Gallup. It's what I thought I had going into the year, and I only saw glimpses of it in game number 1 at GOAT on the opening Thursday night, and then Gallup hurt his calf.
Correct.
And then all of them have had COVID or concussion or something.
Right.
That was the first time all year that I saw triple lightning strike where that's the one where you sit back and say, that's got a chance to be pretty good, right?
Yes.
Okay. And then later in the game, we saw a Dak interception, and he was a little hit and miss all night. If we could see the later Dak interception, I just don't know. Sometimes I just say, I don't know what you see. He's forcing it to CD, who's just not open, and there's nobody there. It's not going to work. He's doubled. He's inside out.
What does he see?
I don't know.
We're looking at it from the angle that Dak sees.
Yeah.
How do you think he gonna get that over there?
Well, I see a white jersey before I see a blue jersey, right?
I can see, Skip, if you're gonna throw, you can't throw it over the top because you got the safety of P.J. Williams in the hole.
Okay, so this brings me to the man I told you all week this week is the one hope I have to actually win 1 or more playoff games. And he wears number 11, and he is from heaven for my defense. His name is Micah Parsons.
Yes.
And yet, I was out of my mind all night long because we had Dan Quinn, the defensive coordinator, down on the sideline, cap on backward.
Right.
Screaming and yelling and hugging and kissing everybody, which is fine. Love the energy of it. But strategically, I don't know if it's his choice or McCarthy's choice or Jerry's choice or Steven's choice. I don't know who decides, but they decided last night that Micah Parsons was, going to spy Taysom Hill and just stand in the middle of the defense and just wait to see if he goes right or left.
Right.
Or play pass defense.
Right.
Like quarters coverage. Right? Mm-hmm. So the first interception of the game, if we could see this, it's late in the first half. Mm-hmm. Guess who breaks up this pass way downfield to Kenny Stills? Guess who this is? Oh, it's Micah Parsons. He's completely down to the goal line. And the ball gets tipped because he broke it up, right?
Yes.
And Curse snags it and keeps his feet in bounds. It was a big play because it saved some.
It looked like he was going to get some points.
Yeah, 3 anyway, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know, but that Brett the Fred, that was your guy.
No, he was. That's what I nicknamed him. Okay. Micah Parsons is running toward the goal line when we have seen again and again.
You're running toward the quarterback.
Yeah, that's what he does best.
Right.
He rushes the passer. He might have rushed 10% of the snaps. And if we could see the one sack that he made, I'm pretty sure he was spying Taysom, and Taysom tried to roll right, and Micah just attacked him. And just said, I got you.
Well, but Skip, I had talked about, he's the type of guy that you can't run the fake to his side because more times than not, he's going to be coming, and he doesn't have the responsibility, so you're his responsibility. He's going to get you.
He's going to get you because you want to talk about closing speed for a big man?
You see how fast he closed, but Skip, here's the problem that you're having, and I told you could have too much of a good thing.
Yep.
D-Law came back. Now, okay, D-Law, what happens when you get Gregory and Basham? So somebody can't play. Now, I'm not going to be surprised if they don't move somebody in the offseason to give Parsons more of an opportunity to stay on the field full time, and he might be better served, Skip, if you play him like an elephant, like you did Charles Haley. Say, son, just put your hand in the dirt and just rush to go get the quarterback.
Okay, when Charles was in San Francisco, they played him a little more like you saw Micah last night. When he got to Dallas, he was a pure pass rusher. Even if he stood up on the edge, he was going to rush the passer. But Charles, by the time he got to Dynasty Dallas days, starting in 92,
he was a straight pass rusher.
Hand in the dirt.
Yeah.
This kid looks like a pass rusher.
Yeah, he is.
He looks like Von Miller. He's a little taller than Von.
Yeah.
But he's got that bendability, right?
Yes,
He's got that rare raw strength where you can't sort of figure it out. You can't you can't practice for it because it just comes at you.
He's just an athlete, Skip.
Yeah.
But can I ask you a question? And I know we talked about you guys, you couldn't do anything, and you talked about you had 2 carries for 91 yards. Outside of that, you had 55. But doesn't Zeke look hurt to you?
Well,
Skip, you saw him hobbling, Skip.
He looks hurt or washed. Help me out. One or the other or both.
Well, if he washed and he's limping like that, well, he needs to go sit down. At some point in time, Skip, instead of saying, you know what, hey, I'm gonna be okay, you got to tell him, say, man, I'm hurting. I ain't got it. Skip, I mean, Zeke is a run-to-contact guy. You saw Zeke turn the blink on last night and run out of bounds on several occasions.
Well, on the first time he got the edge because nobody was left home. This is in the 4th quarter. He got 10 yards, but he just ran out of bounds. Yeah. And I'm like, well, you don't want to turn it up and fight? You don't want to.
Skip, and I've been in Zeke's situation.
Yep.
Skip, when you're hurt, I'm not trying to take no shots. I'm not trying to turn back and get no extra yard, not an extra 5 yards. I'm trying to get out of bounds because I look like he got something lower, knee, ankle, something. And that's the last thing.
He's got a bruised knee. Not a hurt knee, but a not a ligament damage.
And I'm definitely not. First of all, Skip, you can't turn up on it. You can't plant on your legs like you want to because of the injury. And I'm definitely not trying to take no shot on my legs after I'm injured. But Skip, he doesn't look. And I said this, Skip. I don't think he'll ever be what he once was. But that was a far cry, Skip. That was embarrassing last night. The way he looked out there, he was.